Greetings, everyone. Glad to have you here with us on this Wednesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And joining us from the sidelines is David Aldridge. Well, it was the Charlotte Hornets winning their last game against the Timberwolves in Minnesota.
Well, in that one, they just had everything working offensively. It's a lot of fun when you get into that kind of a groove.
Yeah, and for a coach, seeing your schemes clicking like that is very rewarding.
Here's George. Well, Coach, both teams hoping to use this game to get back on track.
Yeah, Kevin, when you're struggling, sometimes you just need that one win to get you going, and then you can be propelled in the right direction. Don't underestimate the power of having some positive momentum.
Well said.
Pistons ball.
Morant with it. And there's... It's a great finish!
Oh, my. Yeah, Morant's got to get himself in that dunk contest. I mean, look at that.
Now, here's ball. Outside Curry. Here's the three. Bridges with the board. The Pistons on offense. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Caught up with Coach Charles Lee. Of course, John Morant's name first and foremost, so I asked him about the strategy. He said try to plug every defensive hole we see. I know if we give Morant any space, he'll try and slice right through us so we can't have any cracks in the armor. A tall order for the defense against the unstoppable Morant. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And the shot goes down.
Well, that's just a great dribble move by Morant. Quick and very shifty.
You can see, and Coach, you can feel John Morant's star power, and his presence on the floor is such a factor. It affects the game.
Yeah, it sure does, and it even affects the energy in the building. His play is so dynamic, athletic, energetic. I mean, you can't sit and watch a Ja game. He's going to get you on your feet.
He is one of a kind for sure.
Just rising up with purpose. Allow Bridges to get this kind of positioning. He is going to hammer it home.
They get it back. Here's George. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Rodman.
And with his strength, George is not your average swing player. He can get his in the paint.
Here's... Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible.
Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. And timeout is called by Charles Lee. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. And here's ball. He'll bring it up for the Hornets. They trail by 1. Outside, George. Rodman sends a screen. And George, here we go. And George with the stuff.
A fantastic shooter from deep. George forces defenders out, and then that just opens up the driving lanes for him.
Here's Castle.
2 remaining.
Bridges outside. Anthony taking his time here. 6 to shoot. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Castle. From outside, off the mark. And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for Charlotte. He stands since 2009. The Pistons have just 2 playoff appearances.
Yeah, that's true, Kevin. And they got swept in both of those playoff appearances. They haven't won a playoff game since 2008. And with all the lottery picks they've made recently, their fans are itching to see some progress.
Carmelo Anthony.
And he's not going to miss many of those, especially that wide open.
And it is dangerous to let him get it going this early.
Now, here's Ball. Pass to Curry. A 3 ball. Good on the 3-point shot. Curry's got 8.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
Anthony with it. He's covered by Ball. Outside Anthony. It's stolen by Rodman. They're running for the finish. And Dennis Rodman with the slam.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end.
Now here's Anthony. Up and in on the layup.
Carmelo Anthony.
Anthony's got his second bucket.
Oh, great job by Anthony keeping his balance, not allowing the contact to stop him from scoring.
Twenty seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And timeout is called by Charles Lee. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Seconds left in the first. Pass to Bull. Clock at 6. Charlotte needs to get a shot. Here's Anthony. Great look there, but off target.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
Yeah, quality offense will serve you well in the long run. It can't.
12.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And when you consider how Charlotte is doing, guys, what do you think?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, they gave the other team no time to breathe. Every time they got the ball, they were off to the races. And you see how effective this aggressive mindset can be.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. Ja Morant was the first NBA guard in a quarter century to lead the league in points in the paint. He says, I can't just rely on dunking every single play, so I need different types of finishes to get my shot off, whether it's high off the glass, the reverse, or hanging in the air forever. And Kevin, he just says it so casually. Back to you.
I know it. But, look, David, he doesn't do it casually, right? He is a one-man circus. Smith on the wing. Pass to Markkanen. Turner with the steal. Fast break Detroit. Here's Castle. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner.
This is something Castle has been working on, developing his long-range consistency.
G.A. There is a lot to like about the game of Stephon Castle.
Size, playmaking, defensive intensity. I guess the question, is there that one thing that he can do at an elite level? That will be a crucial step if he's to become a star.
And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Pistons?
Well, so far they've done a great job of reading the offense and repeatedly putting themselves in the right place to interrupt the play and force turnovers.
And the other thing, I love how they're playing up tonight, getting into ball handlers and forcing some turnovers.
Outside, Markkanen. Outside, Curry. Off the run. Wow, magical moves inside from Steph Curry.
Great work inside by Curry there. So clever and composed in the paint.
Pass to Bridges. Back to Morant. And Curry with the clear path to the hoop. Curry finishes off the break.
On the offensive end, Curry both prolific and efficient.
Here's Castle. And here's Anthony from the arc. And Bull pulls it down. Great, their offensive approach has been rock solid here.
And they're finding the weak spots in the D and attacking. And Curry isn't just a lights-out scorer. He's also efficient at moving the ball and getting it to his teammates.
And here's Morant. He's got 8. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Morant. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Analytics or the eye test? The optics or the numbers in front, Greg? When you're judging the performance of a player, what kind of criteria do you use?
Well, an MVP candidate recently said, my eye test tells me this guy's a terrible defender, but the analytics tell me he's a great defender. I'm confused, and I often feel the same way. We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, this is why the fans are here. Each team trading blows, increasing the entertainment value.
Anthony. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. Anthony's got the game tied up here for the Pistons.
And the shooting form of Anthony, just perfect. He's dangerous with the catch and shoot and just terrific at scoring when in rhythm.
Markkanen. Good, nice job down low. Markkanen's got his first 2 points of the night.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Here's Morant. And finished off by Morant.
Yeah, just so many ways Morant can create.
.43 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Pass to Markkanen. There's the 3. Rebound by the Pistons.
I can't believe he missed that 3. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving him.
Anthony in the corner. The Pistons working the ball around now. Here's Bridges. It's hauled in by Paul George. Now, here's Ball. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Morant. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
So it's the Hornets now. Over to the left wing. Up in time. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. So the clock runs out with the score tied going into halftime. We'll be back shortly live from Spectrum Center. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Looking at the Hornets, Greg, they're still in pursuit of their first trip to the NBA Finals.
And, Kevin, I hope it happens soon because their fan base deserves it. They've stuck with this team through some difficult years. It's about time they get rewarded.
5 on the clock. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Kuzma.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And here's Curry, who brings it up for the Hornets. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Kuzma. With the teardrop. Hornets with the rebound. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand. They get it back. Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
And that's 280 pounds crashing the glass. Drummond bullying his way there on that second chance bucket.
Pass to Sexton. Back to Reeves. Excellent D there from Ball. Charlotte in the lead. Drummond the screen. Curry from deep three-point land. Edey with the rebound.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
Yeah, that's one of those heat check shots, and heat check is a synonym for bad shot.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Obviously, the Pistons are in the midst of a long rebuild. 2 seasons in a row at the bottom of the league standings. Last season, they had the worst record in this once-proud franchise's history. That counts the record-setting 28-game losing streak that they had. It's pretty clear that this could be a long road back to redemption. Kevin?
Could is the operative word. This could be indeed. David, thank you. And it's the Hornets with the ball. And many around the league believe Curry doesn't get enough fouls called in his favor. G.A., what do you think?
There could be some truth to that. He gets held and grabbed more than anyone when running off screens, but especially blatant on drives to the rim.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Pass to Turner, and it's Turner finishing it off.
Throwing it down on that one. Turner really showing off that athleticism.
Down low, it's stolen by Anthony. Pass break Detroit. Outside Turner, back to Anthony, and here is Bridges. Morant looking around. Out to Bridges. Just 4 to shoot. Good, and a nice assist from Morant. And it's a 4-point Piston lead.
Well, that's probably not the shot they were looking for, but hey, when it goes in, everybody's happy.
Pass to George. Jacks up a 3. Buries the long-range jumper. George has got 7 points in the game.
Calm and cool from distance. George really confident from beyond.
Outside Anthony. Here's Castle. Bangs home the trifecta. He's got 8.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Sinks the triple.
And the big fella knows how to score the basketball. Bulls understand when to look for his next level.
Pass to Castle. Too long in the paint. He's hit with a 3-second violation. The Pistons shooting their first free throw of the evening.
Miles Bridges.
And so he hits the technical free throw. One thing this team likes about Miles Bridges, Greg, he plays a lot. He's always there.
And Kevin, on a couple occasions, Bridges has been near the top in minutes played. He's got that strong 6'7" frame, and it holds up well over the season.
Morant outside. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Anthony's shot is off. Charlotte trailing. Now Ball. Curry with it. He's picked up by Morant. Pass to George. And George with the stuff.
And he may be in his 30s, but Paul George still has got a lot of bounce.
Anthony left side. Traps in the tray.
Carmelo Anthony.
And the Pistons lead by 3.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Outside Curry. Inside. And the dunk by Bol.
Go into the rack with energy and be afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
And the game still closely contested as well.
43.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Here's Ball. To the inside. And the dunk by Ball.
That's just too easy for Ball. Once he gets the right position, his focus there is on the finish.
Morant with the bucket. Boy, right down to the wire here. Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for the win.
Rodman in the high post. Back to Curry. Rodman sends a screen from outside the arc. Second shot opportunity. He takes it up and lays it in. Rodman's got it all tied up now for the Hornets.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Well, this is Morant at his very best. His teammates need to just continue getting him the ball and letting him do his thing.
Ball with it. In the corner, Ball with it. Outside, Rodman. Pass to Curry. Puts up a deep 3. The rebound by Turner. And the Pistons with possession. The lead is 2. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. And that's the first game of the string of 3 straight at home.
Yeah, when Morant gets a step to the hoop, he's looking to drop the hammer on him.
And here is Ball. And he converts the layup.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And here's Anthony for 3. Score the baskets. Number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
They're D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, guys, during the break, listen in with Charles Lee and his team. They said, let's lock in, keep our focus. We need everyone down the stretch. Now, his players looked engaged, so I think the message got across. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated.
Wow, and George absolutely fools him with the pump fake there, able to get him off his feet and draw the contact.
And both free throws good for Paul George. Pistons leading by 3. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Back to Morant. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation.
Well, that one stings. In a game where every possession counts, he just gave one away.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Curry on the wing. Shot clock at 6. And there's the call on Curry. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
First personal foul.
Dennis Rodman picks one up.
Well, with his quickness and physicality, it's not easy to guard Morant without fouling.
Taking 2 shots.
Both free throws good from Morant.
Well, make no mistake, this is exactly who they want at the line in this situation.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Outside Curry. Outside ball to the middle. And it's George finishing it off.
And guys, George takes pride in hitting big shots. Just get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Here's Morant. And Morant throws it down.
Well, Morant's built to go and showing what he's made of here in the clutch.
Pass to Bull. 1:31 left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Curry. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
And with a limitless jump shot, the elusive ball handling skills, Curry can get a bucket pretty much whenever he wants.
Anthony right side. Fires from deep. Hornets with the rebound. Outside Rodman. Rebounded by Castle.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
Ball with it. Picked up by Turner. And Bull wide open. He shoots. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Pass to Bridges. Yes!
There's a fearlessness that Bridges brings to this team. He just welcomes the chance to take important shots.
It's Curry outside. Bull with it. Outside Curry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It falls! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Fearless. Curry takes on the challenge and gets that big basket to fall.
And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Hornets. To tie it up. He's off from 3. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
He had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And that's an intentional foul.
First personal foul. Third team foul.
First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
2 shots.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
And that'll just about do it. Coming through at the line in a big spot.
Again, Curry missing. And so it's Detroit with the W.